versatility that he has in his game.
And he's with our Michael Rappaport right now.
All right, he was drafted into the NBA when he was 18, so you know he was a terror since the public school era. Rashard Lewis, first of all, it's great to see you back on the court playing Big 3 basketball. How are you feeling health-wise?
I'm feeling good. It's good to be back. You know, I still love the game of basketball. I wasn't ready to stop playing yet. You know, I thank the Big 3 and Cube and Jeff and those guys for creating this league for guys like me that still has a little bit of fire burning.
All right, now you guys are 2-1. You've been hot and cold, a little inconsistent. What are you guys going to do to pull out this win in Brooklyn here at the Barclays on this beautiful Sunday afternoon?
We got to get off to a better start. The past 2 games, we've been getting off to slow starts. We was able to win the second game, but last game, Killer Threes, they beat us. We got to get off to a better start. We can't dig ourselves a hole because we're only going to 50.
All right, now let me ask you a question. Your coach, Hall of Famer Gary Payton, was very critical of my shirt, said it looks like a curtain. You have any thoughts on this puppy?
You look good to me, you ask me. You look great. I love the shoes, I love the jeans, and the shirt. It matches all together.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty. Good luck, my man.
Thank you, thank you.
Fellas, we're live in Brooklyn. That's all access.
Yes, it is. Bivouac coming off of consecutive losses. They had an 11-point lead on the triplets just last week and lost that one. And Josh Smith, he's their captain. He had 20 in that first half. They couldn't close the deal.
Yeah, that was the issue early on. Josh Smith and also Joe Johnson, former teammates, were going at it. But as the game wore on, Josh Smith, I think, wore down just a little bit, and not having the assistance from his team to kind of carry the load, that's how they end up coming up short.
Reggie Theus, the head coach of Bivouac, his first season in the Big 3. This is one of the expansion teams of the league. But for the 3-headed monster, the Hall of Famer, the glove, Gary Payton leads this squad. The best trash talker as well in the league. Again, those 3-headed monsters. This is a team that has not dropped back-to-back games at all. In the rules, in the Big 3, no game clock, but there is a 14-second shot clock. First team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2. First team to 25, we go to the half. Mahmoud, the drop-off. Reggie Evans lays it in.
2-man game. Saw it in the first game we had, but Mahmoud's so good and lethal coming off of the screen. That extra dribble to stretch out the defense allowed Reggie Evans to have enough space to catch, put it on the deck, and finish.
Here's Will Bynum. Here's a little bump by Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
And how about this? A little strategy defensively by Coach Gary Payton. He has Reggie Evans guarding Josh Smith. You know, try to put some size and bulk and allow Rashard Lewis to not have to work as hard defensively early in the game.
They called that one on Reggie Evans. For that screen he tried to set for Rashard Lewis.
And Reggie has to be careful because he's so emotional. He plays so physical. Keep in mind, if he gets 3 fouls in his first half, he has to sit down. So, you know, you don't want to waste your fouls on a ticky-tack foul right there. So let's keep our eye on the emotions right now of Reggie Evans.
How about Will Bynum? The bucket and one.
Season low, 8 points last week. Wants to get this game started off right, and the escape dribble, able to pull up, take the contact, and finish the play. The defense was there, but Bynum needed that shot to go in.
He completes the 3-point play. That's the second on Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. One more foul. He's going to have a seat. Good dish, Rashard Lewis inside. Reggie Evans with the left hand.
The creativity that time by Lewis to get down the gut of the defense, and then smartly again, you got to make yourself available when your teammate drives, knowing he's going to attract attention, and attracting attention right there was Josh Smith bulldozing through Reggie Evans. As we go back to the play, again, it's the pick and roll. The defense is late. Evans maintains his position. Been able to creep in and get an easy two.
Here's Mahmoud. The pull-up. To Reggie Evans, too strong. Josh Smith clears the board. Anthony Morrow, former Brooklyn Net, knocks down the three.
Why not? I think it's huge for Bivouac if Morrow can get his shot going early along with Bynum.
That one's on Will Bynum. His first. Bynum's been great for Bivouac. Scored just 8 last week. That's a season low for him. He's been in double figures every week.
Yeah, he should be in double figures because it's tough to stop him. Will Bynum one-on-one. You know, for him, they see Josh Smith not allowing Reggie Evans to get the shot up. Actually, a good foul to put Evans to the free throw line. But Will Bynum, as we talked about, his quickness and depth, he should be able to get to the basket and get any shot he wants. And right here, again, a smart foul. You're going to put Reggie Evans to the free throw line and make him earn it from the stripe.
That's the second on Josh Smith. So Shawn Williams is going to check in because one more foul for Josh Smith, you would have to sit the rest of the half.
Yep. Strategic substitution right here. But I do think with the onus right now is on Bynum and Morrow to be more assertive offensively. But if you have the shot, be aggressive, force the defense to have to honor what you can do offensively.
How about Will Bynum? Oh, look at this. Oh, the shape. Bynum stripped by Mahmoud, though. And shot clock violation. Good defense by Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
But how about Mahmoud kind of staying in position? But this is what I'll say about Bynum. He has the quickness. If you're going to play with it a little bit, now the advantage goes back to Mahmoud because he's just standing in one place. If Will Bynum, you see inside, Evans attacks him straight off the line. I don't think the foot speed of Mahmoud will be able to stay with it.
Reggie Evans with 6 points. We're tied up at 6. Here's Shawn Williams to Morrow. The drive blocked. Williams got it back. And Morrow lays it in. 2-point lead for Bivouac.
And how about Bynum being active on the offensive glass? Coaches always tell you, if you can't get the rebound, try to keep it alive so your teammate can get it in that time. Morrow able to get that. Morrow able to get that and knock it in.
Mahmoud. This is the jumper. Off of the three-headed monsters, it'll be Bivouac basketball. There's Reggie Theus, one of the best tall guards to ever play in the NBA.
Forget how lethal of a scorer Reggie Theus was coming out of UNLV. Early days with Sacramento, the Atlanta Hawks. Put the ball on the deck, buddy. Don't let smooth taste food.
Here's Shawn Williams. There's a foul by Reggie Evans.
Not a smart foul that time by Reggie. Again, that's what I'm talking about. The emotion and aggression sometimes can take over with Reggie and end up making a mistake like that where you bail kind of Shawn Williams out. But and more important, you pick up your second foul.
Ooh, talking about great hip-hoppers here. How about LL Cool J sitting courtside?
Ladies love. James Todd. Rock the Bells.
Not bad.
Queens finest.
Yep. Five-point lead for Bivouac. That was on Will Bynum. His second. Here's Mahmoud for 3. Short. Reggie Evans. Oh, my. The bucket and one. Reggie Evans.
But here's a challenge that Shawn Williams is going to have. You can't out-physical Reggie Evans. So don't try to get into that game, because if you do that, you're going to find yourself off balance and not in position. And Evans is going to take advantage of it here by just getting the offensive rebound, being trapped, going up underneath the arm. and now putting himself to the free throw line. So you have to play smart basketball versus Reggie Evans. The physical side, you're not going to win that battle.
Reggie Evans has all 8 of the three-headed monster's points, making all 9 of them here thus far in the first half. 2-point lead for Bivouac.
Yeah, right here, because of the penalty situation, Bivouac able to maintain the possession of the ball after the free throw.
Morrow. Williams, open 3. Uh-oh, shut the door, somebody. Mario Chalmers getting ready to check in for the three-headed monsters. Chalmers had 16 last week. Team high for him. We get a first timeout. 2-point lead for Bivouac over the three-headed monsters. We're in Brooklyn. It's the Big 3 here on CBS.
Big 3. Now that's a magic number. Got the homies balling out for the whole damn summer in that 4-point circle with that ghost ball of purple.
Next weekend, the Big 3 has some big matchups right here on CBS. Yo, Joe Johnson's got one message for the entire league. Can't guard me. On Saturday in Kansas City, ISO Joe's triplets look to take down Birdman and the defending champ, Powell. Then, Mario Chalmers may be Kansas royalty, but when Stat and Nate Robinson lead Tri-State against Chalmers' three-headed monsters, hey, they'll be looking to serve him a tall glass of humble on the rocks. Sunday, it's on to Oklahoma City, where Captain Steven Jackson and the rough and tumble Killer Threes brawl it out with Deshaun Stevenson and the Ball Hogs. Then, look out, Agent Zero's on the case, as the enemies Gilbert Arenas and Royce White put Coach Kenyon Martin and Trilogy in the crosshairs. Hey, it's Big 3 basketball, baby. And it all goes down next weekend on
Jim, pack your bags. We're heading to barbecue in Kansas City next Saturday. Here's our list of games here on CBS and CBSSports.com. And then on Sunday, we're on the road again to Oklahoma City. No Russell Westbrook, but Big 3 basketball will be there. Aliens, Ghost Ballers, Ball Hogs, Killer Threes, Trilogy, and the enemies next Sunday in OKC.
But speaking of that, how crazy has free agency been?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, the amount of movement, but the excitement, the conversation at the NBA, we're still talking about it. Through the, Major League Baseball through the All-Star game. But NBA was foremost on the conversation of topics during the last month. Unbelievable.
It's all year round now.
Yeah.
All year round. Rashard Lewis will go to the line.
But you know what the NBA did? They did an outstanding job of kind of mimicking what the NFL did by stretching out, free agency, by the NBA awards show, by the draft, by moving all of these parts, the summer league. Now, you're able to have conversations at a longer period of time once the finals are over about NBA basketball.
And the good thing about this league is people are fiending for summer hoops, and you get former NBA players right here in competitive professional basketball. 11-11 here in the first half. First team to 25. We go to the half. Chalmers, 3. No, C.J. Leslie snags the board. Crossover, drive, and a reach-in on Rashard Lewis.
And last week, C.J. Leslie, 11 points in that game, and actually was a catalyst early on when Bivouac had the lead, because he's aggressive, he's long, he's athletic. Let's see if he can, contribute offensively to ensure that Bivouac can try to knock off this tough three-headed monsters team.
Misses that one. They go inside Rashard Lewis. And that was on Will Bynum. And that's his third. And he's going to have a seat.
Yeah, that hurts right there. I mean, because you need that guard especially of Will Bynum's ilk, to be able to control tempo.
Look at Gary Payton and Will Bynum. You know, Gary Payton voted best trash talker in the league last year, and Will Bynum was still going at it.
Yeah, Dante Jones tried to get into it with him last year, too, and kind of got shut down early on. I think some dudes you just want to leave alone, bro, when it comes to trash talking. Some dudes are just professional trash talkers. Just suck it up and take it, man.
Mario Chalmers inside Reggie Evans, and he traveled. Josh Smith is in for Will Bynum. Again, first team to 25. He goes to the half. Good spin by C.J. Leslie. And gives to Shawne Williams, who lays it in.
Yeah, but good read that time by Williams to dive, knowing that Rashard Lewis had the help on the baseline. That opened up the pass opportunity, then the layup by Williams.
Here's Sweet Lou. Rashard has it taken from him by C.J. Leslie.
Impact already in this game. We talked about it last week. He played well offensively. Right now, basket, you get a steal, another basket, and you make a play.
Chalmers missed it. Here's Josh Smith. Shoots the three. Evans again calling for it in the post. He'll call that one on Leslie.
That time Leslie just a little too late right here. Good little dive by Evans. Leslie caught on the high side.
Reggie Evans back at the line, shooting 1 for 2. Got it. He's got 11.
I mean, what a change offensively. First year, the offensive game for Reggie Evans was kind of non-existent, but then he took it upon himself in the second year. It's funny how you figure things out as a pro, what can make you successful.
He threw that one away. Shawne Williams lays it in. Bivouac 8 points away from the half. Williams has got 7.
Reggie Evans and Josh Smith talking a little bit. Another deflection by Leslie.
Yep. Josh Smith, the offensive board. Lost it going up. Chalmers. Missed it. Evans, offensive glass.
Watch this play. I guarantee you Evans uses brute strength right here, tries to bully his way. I knew it.
If that's on Josh Smith, that's his third.
Yeah, but Reggie Evans right here. You know, a couple plays before the two were kind of getting into it, talking, but also exchanging some elbows from a competitive nature. And he knew that he could bait Josh Smith into going for, you know, to be able to pick up a foul. Again, Reggie Evans, you know, been undersized his whole career, so he had to figure out ways to be effective. Rebounding defense was one, and now drawing Josh Smith into a foul.
Called a technical foul. Josh Smith. I don't know about that technical, but Chalmers missed it. So here's Reggie Evans now at the line. Shooting 1 for 2. Since he was fouled by Josh Smith. And they missed. Three-headed monsters.
Couldn't take advantage of a free throw right there. That's 4 points you left on the floor.
C.J. Leslie powers his way to the rim in the post. Gary Payton's going to call a timeout. His team is down by 6. An 8-2 run by Bivouac. Reggie Evans has 11. of the three-headed monsters, 13 points, Jim.
Yeah, but Reggie has a way of getting in people's heads because he plays so physical. Now guys want a little get back to play with him, and then smartly, he just positions himself on the court to pick up fouls, to pick up loose balls, to finish inside. See, the creativity, but the understanding of how you play your game is what's important. Why he's been successful in the NBA with a long career, because he had, again, navigate his way, not being athletically gifted or an offensive threat, but what's between his ears is why he's been able to be so successful.
And, you know, you look at it, three-headed monsters down by 6. But look, they are 2 of 7 from the free throw line. You got to knock down those free throws.
That's it, especially when they give them to you. I mean, that's free money for you.
Yeah.
And you had some good free throw shooters, and Chalmers missed, so.
And you look at that, and because it's 1 for 2, that's 10 points you've missed out on. Let's go down to the court side now. Michael Rappaport with Reggie Evans.
I'm with Reggie Evans. That Brooklyn bull crap, he's on it. It's a physical game. It's an emotional game. What are you guys going to do to pull out this victory, Reggie?
Right now, we need to hit free throws. You know, because by us being aggressive, we getting calls. We just got to complete it with free throws, and really it's me missing free throws.
Can anybody stop you in the post out there today?
You know, as long as we get the win, that's the main thing.
Good luck, Reggie. When I say that Brooklyn bull crap, he's on it, I mean that. That guy is physical. He's rough, rugged, and raw. I mean hardcore.
Yes, he is. Oh, boy. Talking about rough, rugged, and raw. At 3, Tre Simmons no good. So Jim Jones sitting courtside. He's going to perform at the half. Here's Anthony Morrow, former Brooklyn Net. Dion Glover. Turnaround, no. Reggie Evans snags the board.
Tough shot by Glove back there. Good defense by Simmons. Bully ball. Bully ball.
Turns. Missed it with the left hand. But got it back. And lays it in. Reggie Evans.
That time Leslie's just not strong with the ball once he was able to grab the defensive rebound. And Reggie's talking to him. And again, Leslie, you got to be smart. Don't buy into it.
Dion Glover. Call that foul. Tre Simmons.
Get in, Tre. Tre, get in. Oh, get in.
So there's Dion Glover at the line. Shooting 1 for 2. He knocks it down. Bivouac now, 6-point lead.
Got Mario early.
Lamar Stoudemire, he had a nice game. The Tri-State lost to the Triplets. Stads had a big week, too. Tried out for 12 to 15 NBA teams last Monday in Vegas. So here's Anthony Morrow. 9-year NBA career. And Bivouac now with their largest lead. 2 points away from the half. They're up 23-15, 8-point lead. Here's Dion Glover. Backs down Tre Simmons. Turns. Knocks it down. The glove. Give him some love. Bivouac up 10. And they're talking to Gary Payton and the three-headed monsters. 14-4 run by Bivouac.
Well, they got every right to in regards to understanding that they're going to play their game. Now, keep in mind, Bivouac been in this position before. They were here last week up, but the inability on their side right now, the key for them and Reggie Theus, let's continue to do the things that made us successful, that got us the lead. We know that three-headed monsters, Gary Payton, doesn't make an adjustment. We got to do something to it.
Bivouac, like Jim Jones, they are balling. We're in Brooklyn. Bivouac, 10-point lead on the three-headed monsters.
Let's go places. VH1 Basketball Wives. New season. Check your local listing. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Welcome back to Brooklyn. 10-point lead for Bivouac over the three-headed monsters. We're inside Barclays Center. Big 3 basketball here on CBS as we take a look at some of the halftime stats of this game. You know, Bivouac has 6 players who've scored. Three-headed monsters, just 2. And Reggie Evans had 13 of those 15 points.
But keep in mind with Bivouac, too, you have 10 points and Josh Smith hasn't scored. So that's in your favor. You talked about the other end of the spectrum, the other side of the table. Three-headed monsters. Reggie Evans is doing a great job. But if he's your leading scorer, that means everybody else is not getting involved, especially with Rashard Lewis. So let's see the adjustment, not only with Lewis, but Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf in the second half to see if he can get some daylight to knock in some shots.
Rashard Lewis, leading scorer for the three-headed monsters, had just 2 points in the first half. He's wired for sound.
Don't worry about it. Don't talk to him. Let's keep playing. Keep playing. Let's go. We all right. Keep going. Yep, they made that run. You're right there. Keep going. Keep going.
10-point lead for Bivouac. They were up 11 last week, up 10 this week. Can they hold on? Their head coach, Reggie Theus, he's with Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm here with Reggie Theus, played for the New Jersey Nets. We're out here in Brooklyn. What are you guys going to do to pull out this win, Coach?
Well, you know, we got to get in the penalty. That's the main thing. Guys are playing hard. Guys that came off the bench, CJ and Shawne did a real good job. Glove got in the game and really turned it around for us. I'm real proud of that.
Now, Reggie Evans is becoming an offensive juggernaut for you guys. What are you going to do to stop him?
Reggie Evans is a smart basketball player.
Why?
Because he knows how to get fouled. He knows he's not super athletic, super talented, but he knows how to play the hold and grab game. That's an old man game. You should know about that.
All right, well, good luck in the second half, Reggie. When he said old man game, he didn't mean it because I'm old. He just meant it because I'm skilled, my friends.
And so is C.J. Leslie. He's got 6 points. Bivouac with a 12-point lead, their largest lead.
Evans inside, get inside position. But I think the key what Reggie Theus said was this. And we'll see right here the impact Will Bynum has once he gets back in the game. Quick pass, left hand inside to a cutting Leslie. But here's the thing. He said, let's get into the penalty early. Again, you get in the penalty early now, you retain possession of the ball offensively. That gives you an advantage to continue to compete and win the game.
Reggie Evans traveled that time in the post. Turnover. Josh Smith. Check back in for Bivouac.
And if I'm Bivouac, here's the thing. If Reggie Evans is going to be the main offensive guy, I'm good with that. You know? And that's not taking anything away from Evans, but I'd rather keep him in a situation where he feels he has to score than allow Mahmoud or Rashard Lewis to kind of get involved, because then it makes it tougher to defend the bulk of the court.
Talked about Mahmoud. And don't let that man get warm. His first 2 points of the game.
Man, we've seen that he can change the tide of the game by knocking in that jump shot. And what that does, it opens it up a lot more from when he has a 2-man game with Rashard Lewis on the side pick and roll.
Here's Will Bynum. Headsy knocks down the jump. And wanted a foul as well. He's got 5. Mahmoud for 3. Short. Here's Rashard Lewis.
Yeah, bump right there. No call.
Here's Josh Smith for 3. Got it. His first 3 points of the game. 32-17. 15-point lead. Rashard Lewis. The up and under. He'll go to the line.
How about the pick set by Evans that time to get Lewis some space, and then Josh Smith on the late rotation bit for the pump fake. Good movement, good spacing right here. Mahmoud back to Lewis, a good pick right there on Leslie. Open it up for Sweet Lou to get to the line.
Rashard knocks down the free throw. How about Bivouac? 10 of 16 from the floor. They're shooting 63% as Will Bynum shoots that air ball.
Save only 5 seconds on the clock.
Smith misses the three. Reggie nearly traveled. Mahmoud gets the pick inside to Reggie Evans. Rolls. He thought Rashard Lewis was going to dive to the basket.
But he didn't have to because he was spotted up at the three-point line. That time, Reggie Evans, the wrong decision. The kick out would have been there. Lewis squared up, could have knocked in that three-point shot.
Here's Bynum. Ball fake. Fake. Kick out. Leslie spins. Did he travel? He didn't, but he gets the bucket.
And actually, Leslie made that harder than what it had to be because on the initial catch, he had the shot right inside. Chose to put the ball on the deck. Made it a more difficult shot, but able to score the basket.
Another foul on Will Bynum, trying to get through that screen. Bivouac, 16 points away from victory. First team to 50, you win. Here's Mahmoud. That one on Will Bynum. So Mahmoud to the line, shooting 1 for 2. That's a rare miss by Mahmoud.
Yeah, but a mental mistake by Bivouac by giving up that offensive rebound. You can't allow that to happen. See, now these are the little things in the stretch of the game. You need 16 points to win it. The attention to detail and the concentration, the focus still has to be there, even though you have a cushion. Again, this three-headed monster team can score in bunches. They can get defensive stops, so you can't beat yourselves if you're Bivouac.
Reggie Evans has got 15 of the three-headed monsters, 21 points.
Right.
Will Bynum, Reggie Evans, going to talk about some things. Dion Glover pulls Will Bynum back. Gary Payton looks on. Looks like we're going to get double text here on these guys. Get back to basketball.
Yeah, we got to maintain your core. You know, it's going to be a lot of talking. Guys are competitive, but at the end of the day, if you're Will Bynum, listen, your team has a 13-point lead with the ability to play well and finish this game. You can't get caught up into the other stuff.
That one's on Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
And to take it a step further, him being the point guard, a lot of times, as you know, B, the team reacts and responds to the emotions of your point guard. So if he's under control, the team stays that way. He tends to get out of control because he's controlling the ball. That's what's going to happen with his team.
How about C.J. Leslie in the Valley of Trees? He's got 10 points.
Talked about it earlier. His contribution was essential if Bivouac is going to hold on.
Blocked by Josh Smith. Well, I think the foul was off the ball.
Yeah, it was on Will Bynum, but Reggie Theus wants to get a timeout, which I think is smart to kind of gather his troops, especially Bynum, to keep his head in this game. And you'll see it here as Bynum comes through, knowing that Evans is going to see.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's just unnecessary.
That was from when they were talking just a few moments ago.
But he can't. And I think that's why it's a smart timeout by Reggie Theus to kind of get in the ear a little bit more of Will Bynum.
Let me tell you something. We got hip-hop royalty here in the BK. Jada Kiss sitting courtside. Ladies love LL. Jim Jones. It's the Big Three with Ice Cube.
Pringle up there up top, Landry, Bill Haas. But you know, guys are getting ready for the British Open next week.
Absolutely. Let's go on the court on Michael Rappaport with Gary Payton.
He'll kick floats for you. He'll even kick down doors for you. But can your team pull off the win, Gary Payton?
Not if we don't play defense and we don't make free throws. We're hurting ourselves. We don't miss like 6, 7 free throws, and now we can't play no defense. If we can't do that, we're not gonna win the game.
As competitive as you are, I see some of these guys talking to you on the court. How frustrating is it for you to hear these guys talking out of pocket to the Hall of Famer?
That don't matter. It's fun to me. I like it. Keep going.
Gary Payton, we're here in Brooklyn, the borough. We're keeping it BK hip-hop all day, every day, when we're in Barclays. That rhymed. That actually rhymed right there. That was off the dome piece.
That is straight fire.
Man, you wrote that down. He wrote it down in between. He knew exactly. See, he came here today with some stuff in his pocket. You didn't see it because that big shirt was covering it up. But he got some rhymes written down to use just in case he needs it.
300 bounces, 3 of 10 from the foul line. That was what Gary Payton's talking about.
He's talking about the defense, too. And again, when this team is locked and loaded defensively, they can get stops. But when you're fighting from behind and you're kind of trading baskets, then it's impossible to kind of get back in this game.
Reggie Evans finally knocks down some free throws.
And also the three-headed monster's in the penalty right now, so let's see if they can continue to take advantage of it. If it's me, I'm driving the ball, forcing the defense to have to guard, and also putting the officials in a situation where now they have to call some fouls.
Kick out, Mahmoud for 3. In and out. There's C.J. Leslie. To Will Bynum. Drive to Leslie. Lays it in. Good dish.
Yeah, a smart play. That time, Bynum able to catch the ball on the move. You know, if you're moving, defenders behind you, they can't catch up. That forces a help. Smart play to hit Leslie diving down the lane.
Reggie knocks down the jumper. First team to 50. We go to the half. Here's Josh Smith for 3. In and out.
Smart play that time by Evans not to rush out. On Josh Smith.
Rashard Lewis faces up, spins, fades, misses. Smith crossover, lays it in. Bivouac now 10 points away from victory.
Well, instead of settling for a three-point shot that Reggie Evans was going to give up, Josh Smith, a little creative with the crossover right there. Again, giving himself room on the baseline to negotiate it, and then taking the contact, a little slap down on the arm, now at the free throw line to try to complete a three-point play.
That lane violation on Bynum.
No, it was on, may have been, yeah, it was Bynum. These little mental mistakes, man.
Yeah. Here's Mario Chalmers, who has checked in. Keeps it. Challenge. Here's Bynum, wide open for 3. Chalmers for 3 now. Got it. The first three-pointer made by the three-headed monsters. Bynum again for 3. That one went in and out. Chalmers again. Shot is blocked.
Yeah, Reggie wanted some contact there with the foul. Let's see if it underneath of the ball on the shot hits the bottom of the backboard. Nope. Yeah, I thought the ball was off of Smith right there on the block shot. I think that's what Evans was, kind of arguing with the official about.
So first team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2. Bivouac 1-2 on the season, trying to get to 500.
The hardest thing to do is when you've been struggling to win games is to finally close it out. You see some mental errors again down the stretch of the game. Bivouac right there. You really don't need to have that kind of contact They'll allow now three-headed monsters who are in the penalty to get to the free throw line.
So here's Chalmers, and now if you're the three-headed monsters, the opportunity to chip away and keep possession of the basketball if you can knock down free throws. That one rolls in. It's a 10-point lead. Three-headed monsters keep possession of the basketball because they're in the penalty. Here's Chalmers. Reggie. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, and Leslie that time, not a smart decision to reach in. Again, you just want to force Reggie Evans to go ahead and make that basket on the move. And if you're going to drop down, be in the position to take a charge. If not, don't reach in. But let's see if Reggie Evans can get to the free throw line and make the defense pay for fouling.
He's got 19. Looking for 21. And misses. Here's Josh Smith. Here's the reach in by Mario Chalmers.
Not in the penalty yet. One more foul. Three-headed monsters. Again, drive the ball. Bivouac, drive the ball. Get yourself in the penalty the same way.
Here's Josh Smith. Bumped by Reggie Evans.
Smart play.
So Smith will go to the line.
Well, see, now you use the physical aggression against Reggie Evans. Okay, now you put the ball on the deck, force him to have to guard you off the dribble, knowing that you have the foot speed on him. Now you force Reggie to have to react in the quick move. Allowed Josh to get a shoulder by him, but Evans trying to catch up, picked up the foul.
Evans short. Loose ball. They're going to say three-headed monsters basketball. You can hear Gary Payton in the bench saying, just keep chipping away, guys. Keep chipping away. They're down 10. Sweet Lou. Rashard Lewis knocks down the three.
About the excellent read. He saw C.J. Leslie go under the screen. He came back, peeled up over the top. Able to find his rhythm behind the three-point line.
8-0 run by the three-headed monsters. Lead is 7. C.J. Leslie. Misses. Chalmers. The board.
Pull up.
Pull up. Short. Rashard Lewis asking for it. Grabbed him. Trying to get around him. So Rashard Lewis will go to the line.
And Bivouac been stuck on 40 for a few possessions here. Again, you said it, B, that slowly three-headed monsters chipping their way back in, getting to the free throw line, making some subtle plays, adjustments defensively.
Lewis misses the free throw. 5 of 14 from the line. The three-headed monsters. How about that drive by Will Bynum? Will Bynum will have a second to get up.
On the move here, Reggie Evans really doesn't commit to stopping the drive. He should have, and allowed the ball to get kicked out and forced Josh Smith to kind of make an open jump shot. And I tell people all the time, listen, the floor don't give, bro. I mean, that floor, that's why I try to tell, young players, avoid hitting the deck all the time because it puts so much pressure and it puts so much wear and tear on your body.
Bynum knocks down the free throw. Bivouac will retain possession. They're now 8 points away from victory. Bynum for 3. Got it!
Well, it's interesting, down the stretch of the game, this is when Reggie Theus loves to go 2 out, 1 in the middle being Will Bynum, going one-on-one, spreading the court, allowing him to make a play. And right there, he saw Chalmers step back, nailed the three.
Here you go, Will. 1 for 2.
So here's Mario Chalmers now, shooting 1 for 2. Three-headed monsters, 5 of 14 from the line. They'll keep possession of it. Lead is 10. Chalmers. Gary Payton and Will Bynum continue to talk to one another.
That's all love, though.
Yeah.
Bynum's going to buy into it, but he needs to be focused on what's happening right now, which is getting through the pick and rolls and not picking up fouls and finishing off this game. But Gary Payton is really good at sucking you in to force you to concentrate on him instead of the game.
Chalmers knocks down the jumper. Lead is 6.
Yeah.
All 11 of Mario Chalmers' points have come here in the second half. Lead is 6. Bivouac 5 points away from victory. So now if you're Reggie Theus, how do you close?
Well, it's not rocket science. What have you done? You've been able to force the defense to guard you high. One, Will Bynum in the middle of the court, going one-on-1. 2, kind of a pick-and-roll scenario with Josh Smith. C.J. Leslie on the weak side. It's the little things, not taking bad shots and not bailing out three-headed monsters with long, contested jump shots, okay? From the beginning, Reggie Theus talked about this in the second half. Get yourself in the penalty. Why? Get to the free throw line and get a free shot, for one thing. The second part of that, in the back end, you retain possession. Let's not make it more difficult and more complicated than it needs to be. But for a team that has struggled to win, it's always harder to close out games because you find yourself getting a little tighter at the end, trying to do things you shouldn't do. And a lot of times that ends up costing you the game, but let's see if that's the reverse this time for Bivouac coming down the stretch.
Their largest lead's been 15. Up 6 here. 5 points away from victory. Here's Josh Smith working on Reggie Evans. Spins. Shawne Williams. I don't know if he got it off. They say it's good. 3 points away from victory is Bivouac. Here's Chalmers. Turns, drives, contested at the rim by Josh Smith.
But how about the smart play? What you kind of subtle play, I want you to watch at the end with Chalmers and watch his left shoulder right there. See, that created the space on a taller, bigger player to get the shot up.
Here's Chalmers. Gets the free throw. Lead is 6, and they keep the basketball. He cut it to 4-3. He's going to shoot a 4. Mario!
Got him.
Reggie Evans inside, yes!
Reggie traveled, too. Reggie got away with a little shuffle beat.
He's got 21. You know, Reggie Evans in his 13-year career, Jay, only scored 20 or more points 3 times.
Yeah, well, you know, this is 3-on-3, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But Reggie, shuffling the puppies a little bit, got away with it. Putting his team right in position.
Down 4. Can make it 3.
Short.
And it's short.
Guess what?
Here's Rio. He can tie it with a 4. Oh, too strong.
Advantage. Will Bynum.
Bynum can win it with a 3. Shakes. Step back for the win. And fouled by Reggie Evans. So Will Bynum will shoot 1 for 3 and a chance to win it.
Now here's all that talk you were doing with Gary. Here's the time you can shut him up right here. I mean, by making this shot. I don't know if Gary totally shut up, but you can have one up on him.
Bynum 1 for 3. Got it! Bivouac wins it by 7. And for the first time in franchise history, the three-headed monsters have dropped 2 straight.
You know, the catalyst for this game has been Will Bynum, and right here, the concentration. You know what he says, right? If it's free, it's for me, give me 3.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
Because it looked like he said something else.
Well, you know, this is the calm down version, the PG version of what he was thinking.
Let's go down on the court. Will Bynum is without Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm with Will Bynum, who came RAW, that's raw, with the game-winning 3. You were going back and forth with your coach. You were going back and forth with Gary Payton. What did it feel like to get this victory here out in Brooklyn?
I mean, it feels good, especially after losing 2 in a row. You know, I just want to win. That's all. That's how we play. Every possession count. I mean, every single possession, offensively and defensively, and trying to do whatever it takes to get the win.
You guys have been a little inconsistent. You're now at 500. What are you going to do to get things on the right track to make a playoff run?
We're going to win the rest of the games. We'll take it one game at a time. Continue to keep learning each other, doing more pick and roll, trying to get Anthony Morrow more shots because he's crucial for us. And continue to talk on defense and communicate, and we'll be fine.
All right, well, you've been great this year. I'm glad to have you at the Big 3. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for having me, too.
Will Bynum, live from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, the borough. B-R-O-O-K-Lyn, the planet.
That's Love the Brooklyn Way by Michael Rappaport. 13 points by Will Bynum, and Bivouac now at 500, and the three-headed monsters are now at 500 as well. What a day it's been here in Brooklyn. For Jim Jackson and Michael Rappaport and our entire crew, I'm Brian Custer. Hey, coming up next on CBS is the 2019 Rogue Invitation.